and novelty songs. Spoofs, goofs, and novelty songs. Spoofs, goofs, and novelty songs. Spoofs, goofs, and novelty songs.
What's the deal with hospital food? Am I right, guys?
Oh my god, so good.
Yeah.
I don't want to leave.
Well, I guess I feel like the other go-to is current events. What's in the news? What's in the news?
Yeah. What's in the news? What you guys doing with your stimmy check?
I haven't got it yet, but
Saving it. It's a pending deposit in my account.
I think what I'd like to say is I'd like to welcome you guys to the first I don't know, what I guess I would perhaps call wave 3 of the fucking pandemic. We're definitely in the third movie where we're in this weird middle ground where people are getting vaccinated. So it definitely feels like everybody has pandemic senioritis, and it's springtime. Ooh. The birds are singing and chirping. Everybody's going outside with little cherub wings fluttering.
The numbers are going down, but it feels like they're going down because no one's getting tested anymore because they're over it. That's how
Pandemic
I feel.
Senioritis is a great way of describing it.
I don't know. My kissing booth at least is making a lot of money. Go ahead, Marty.
Small business owner.
I tried getting tested on Saturday, and the Walgreens was just like, "Our machine's broken." I'm like, "What does that mean?"
Yeah, the testing has taken on the same status as the McDonald's ice cream machine.
It was it's down. I'm like, "What do you mean it's down?" Yeah, go check out one of the other Walgreens. They might be down too, though.
Sorry,
what is a scam?
We only have the chocolate tests working right now. The vanilla ones are broken.
Oh, I would love a chocolate test.
Yeah, I can test you for tuberculosis. That's it. Sorry.
There's nothing.
And you're like, well, I'll get the tuberculosis. I fucking came all this way.
It's better than nothing.
Yeah. I don't know. Scott and I got our first shots. Well, I got my first shot. I don't know if Scott wants to reveal that he's okay with potentially having autism. So...
Yeah, we got our shots, baby. So, CB4, this movie was...
Yeah, right? We're not... Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Where this is a new era. This is I think we're in season 3 of our show, too. I'm calling it right now.
We are on our way to get Melt Han Solo. We're on our way to get him.
Oh, we're in Return of the Jedi mode.
Yeah, we just discovered a black substance, and it's taking over our Spidey suit.
What else? Gollum, our relationship with Gollum is really taking on a new light.
We discovered we have a third Godfather.
Junior. He's here too.
Yeah, Sean Connery's here. Oh man, there's just so much happening this season.
We're the toys.
Andy's going to college.
Welcome to Spoofs, Goofs, and Novelty Songs.
Hey, if you haven't heard or haven't been able to tell, it's the podcast about dumb shit.
I'm your co-host, Scotty Boy.
Ooh.
I'm co-host number 4, Kelly.
I am number 1, Marty. Number 1 with a bullet.
The third one is in New York.
That's our New York correspondent.
Our New York correspondent. That feels like a callback from our old podcast. Anyways, today we're doing CB4. Marty, take the reins.
This week we're reviewing CB4, a 1993 American comedy film directed by Tamra Davis, a TV directing vet who also directed Billy Madison. And starring Chris Rock, this film follows a fictional rap group named CB4 and is to rap what This Is Spinal Tap was to heavy metal. CB4 specifically takes aim at the NWA rap group. This movie was a minor hit, earning $18 million on a $6 million budget, and has a reputation as a sort of cult classic, you might say. It also features cameos from many celebrities, which basically all happens in a 2-minute chunk, but there are cameos. But what of the film's star? Christopher, Chris to his friends, Rock, Rock had been around since the early 80s doing stand-ups, SNLs, supporting parts in comedy films, but this was Rock's first leading man role, and came before many of his most notable comedy specials. We've covered one other movie that he's appeared in prior to CB4, but don't you worry, CB4 will not be our last Rock flick, though lately Rock has become more of a serious performer, and also a big fan of the Jigsaw movies, so he's got his Saw movie coming out next year. That's his focus now. Gentlemen, what did you think of CB4?
I want to talk about the Jigsaw thing. I didn't know that.
We can. It's weird. It's really funny that he's a big fan of those movies, and he's like, I'm gonna make my own.
I'm just imagining him. Oh, God, it's of course, obviously, I'm not gonna do his voice, but just imagining his voice saying and then the saw comes down, or and then him describing a gruesome trap is that's a very interesting little Hollywood factoid.
It's him and Samuel Jackson, I believe, are partners in that movie.
Interesting.
So it's kind of gonna be some big takes on those performances.
Yeah, I wonder how many times they're gonna say hell no.
Yeah.
There's got to be probably 5 times more than a normal Saw movie, because I think they say hell no in a couple of the regular.
Honestly, I hope that it's kind of funny. I think that's kind of what those movies have been missing, because all those the Sam Raimi, didn't Sam Raimi do Hostel, or am I wrong?
No, that's Eli Roth you're thinking of.
That's who I'm thinking. Yeah. Okay. But all those early fucking torture movies are just so dour and fucking
so serious.
Yeah, but then the audience, I think, watching it is actually laughing just because it is so tense. Right. It's as a tension release because you're watching this insane, horrible shit. So, but if the movie, kind of helped you along a little bit with that, I don't think that would be a bad thing. Yeah. So
they should be more like the Final Destination movies, where it's kind of played tongue in cheek a little bit, and that actually but still very horrific and scary. And it's because the violence is so insane in these movies. You can be funny and still have it feel serious, because the violence is what carries the drama in those movies, right?
It's not going to be any less horrific. It's still going to make you squirm, but you'll be laughing and squirming at the same. I hope I hope that's what they do, because those super dour serious ones still exist. I hope they do a new take.
Sam Raimi, master of doing horror and comedy together. Drag Me to Hell is a really funny movie. Yeah, and still kills it as a horror movie. It's a fucking awesome.
Oh, I'm a fucking Evil Dead fanatic. Yeah.
Spider-Man 3, scary and funny.
CB4. Here's my thoughts on CB4. You can tell I think it overall accomplishes its goal of parodying, especially this very specific era of rap music. And it's also, I think you in your intro emphasized that this was Chris Rock's first leading thing before he had done a lot of his big specials or had been in other movies. And just, you can tell, there's just a little bit of and I mean this in a good, not in he sucks, but as in he's on his way up. There's an amateurish quality to this movie too, but in an overall charming way. Just, I wouldn't say it has the fucking prestige of some of the other movies we've seen.
Yeah, I would agree. It did feel like it was their first attempt at making a movie. There's a lot of scenes where I was they cut really late on that, and you could see Chris Rock sort of reacting to the director, being I think we got that take. I don't know. That was especially the sex scene, which I'm sure we'll get to at some point. But the sex scene was it made me very uncomfortable.
Jeez.
Marty must have been howling at it with laughter.
Because dude, sex jokes, so funny.
But then the shit scene, frowning.
The sex scene, I was not with it until they got to the end, where they actually are having sex finally, and it's so fake looking. It actually pulled it all the way back around for me. I actually thought it paid off. It going longer paid off for me.
The one, there it wasn't all terrible, but there were just certain parts where It just wasn't that funny to me. Him saying like I ain't going down there when he was about to go like down on her, and then like I get where they were
right,
coming
fellas?
from with the
Come on.
juxtaposition.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, right. The
Am I right,
juxtaposition.
my fellow Sigma males?
3 wolves, baby. I don't know. I think the concept was good, but it like was executed poorly, which I feel like a lot of the bits in this movie kind of fall into that. I think some of there are good bits in this movie. Them like running away from Charlie Murphy's character in the car, and then they're like, "I'm going somewhere. I'm gonna lose him," and he goes on the highway, which is just a traffic.
He goes
jam.
on the famous LA the 101, right, where it's like notorious for having horrible traffic.
Yeah.
And Charlie Murphy's like, "I can't go there. It's too scary."
Yeah,
Perfect
Charlie
joke.
Murphy.
Perfect joke.
That's a great joke. I don't know. Just the movie's fine. Let's go back to talking about other movies.
No, so I mostly agree with you. I wanted to compliment this movie. We've watched a lot of movies recently. I realized this watching this movie, where it was kind of just the same joke for 2 hours. Like, we watched like Team America, right? Team America is basically like the same jokes for like 2 hours. This movie I can compliment by saying there's a huge variety of jokes. You've got rap culture satire. You've got parody of mockumentaries. You've got visual humor. You've got wordplay humor. Like, there was just like the big variety of jokes, and not all of it landed, but like I did at least appreciate that this movie was like, no, we're not going to just do the one thing. Like, we're really going to try to have a broad comedy with this really specific concept. And that's the best compliment I can give this movie. And I think a lot of it did stick. I actually genuinely, I don't know, I dug this movie.
He's in the
I
cult.
didn't love it.
He's in the cult. Ladies and gentlemen, he is
I'm
in the cult.
I'm in the cult.
He is a CB4 cultist.
There was just a lot that I liked. I really liked and I liked it just as a movie also because I liked the storyline of like this guy's not a real gangster for rapping, and he just completely steals the identity of somebody else. And guys, I'm a sucker for a movie about a person trying to better themselves, and I like an Icarus story. This guy gets too close to the sun. He ruins all of his relationships. He has to make amends. This is exactly my kind of thing. Like, I dug the movie as a movie generally, and then there was like a lot of fun jokes. One of the guys in CB4, his name is Stab Master Arson. That's a funny joke. That's just a funny joke. There's a lot of just like little like funny jokes throughout this movie. The middle lags, but the middle lags in like every one of these movies. You know, like there's always like we get to Act 2 and they're like, we gotta make it really serious.
Third act problems.
Yeah.
But overall, I had a good time. You got one of our favorite rappers, Shaq, makes a cameo.
Yeah.
Phil
That
Hartman.
he does.
Chris Elliott, some good
Phil
stuff.
Hartman as white guy.
Phil Hartman as
white
like
antagonist.
as Ted Cruz, right? Like he's
Yeah.
like fake mad.
I mean,
about
it's
this.
perfect like casting. Like, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do love the Phil Hartman being the politician, complaining about CB4, and then his son in this movie. I didn't like it in the moment, but looking back at it, it's pretty funny how like he watches a 5-second clip of CB4 on the TV, immediately becomes a diehard fan and like knows all the lyrics to this song.
Yes.
Pretty
And
good.
that kid's like commitment to it too. Like, I don't know. I think
Yeah.
all the casting in this movie is actually like pretty good. Because then it's Chris Elliott, right, who plays the
documentarian. Yeah.
Yeah,
Charlie
who's,
Murphy
like,
as the
As the villain.
Yeah, what's the name?
Gusto. Gusto.
Yeah, Gusto.
Charlie Murphy's first role. This is his big break. Famous host of the 3rd season of Chappelle's Show, Charlie Murphy.
Yeah, famous security guard for his brother Eddie Murphy. Until
Was he really?
started acting. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Charlie Murphy's a big dude, man. Yeah, that's like what he did and he's funny. Like, I don't know.
Oh yeah, he does intimidating really well. He's really funny as an intimidating guy. He's really good at that.
Right.
But yeah, Chris Elliott plays the documentarian. Just that he's really funny. He's really funny as the like Rob Reiner character in this movie.
Yeah, and just like really like overeager and like kind of like
My first drive-by.
Yeah,
those lines.
I wanted more of the mockumentary stuff in this. I was only a little disappointed that it kind of just like starts with that as the format and then just like quickly is just like a movie the rest of the time. I also think it made the movie better to not be so beholden to that, but as like as an exercise of this podcast, it did like leave. I was like, there was more opportunity for spoofing the mockumentary stuff, but.
Yeah, they could have intercut it. The mockumentary was like a 5-minute clip at the beginning, and then they were
That's
like,
it.
I need more footage. And then they go out, and the rest of the movie happens. And it's like,
There's
why
a
did you guys do
flashback.
this?
Yeah.
What
the rest
year
of the movie's just
was-
a flashback.
What year did this come out again?
1993.
1993. Yeah. That's interesting. I feel like if it came out like even just like 5 years or so later, there would have been a lot more material to work with, because it's not like, I don't know, it's not like rap culture was I don't know, like I think it was just like, it was like very developed but still like entering like the like general zeitgeist, and then by the time you hit like the 2000s-ish, it's like fully like totally completely ingrained in everything.
For sure.
Like you'd think there would be like more cameos or like even just like more of like an appetite for this movie, but it felt like this was like a mid-budget, like, you know what I mean? Like not this wasn't the studio's like main concern. Like
They were like cashing in on a trend with this movie a little bit. It felt
just
like.
it just felt like they could have honestly like dumped more money into this. Like there could have been more cameos and stuff like that. I feel like part of the reason that the mockumentary elements aren't in it as much is because of the like budget constraints and shit with like locations and cameos and shit like that.
There's also a weird aspect of like Straight Outta Compton exists in this world, and then they also are just their parody song is Straight Outta Low Cash, and like NWA is like a rap group in this world, but then they're just like a fucking parody of NWA. Like that was so weird to me. I'm just like sometimes
Like a
I feel
parody
like
song, just everybody, yeah, the world collectively agrees that this parody song is like also a top 40 hit.
it's like works as its own song. Yes.
Yeah.
I think this was like because Chris Rock was one of the co-writers of this movie, so I think this was like also, as much as it was a cash in on the rap culture, it seems like it was also a Chris Rock like passion thing. Like this is like a big swing for him as a comedy star.
Mhm.
So it could have been like kind of a situation of like, yeah, the studio didn't want to give more budget to it just because he was like unproven at the time. Because yeah, this is like his 4th movie I think that he's been in. And at the time he was well known because like he had done SNL already, he had done In Living Color I think at this point. So it was like he was a proven commodity I think as a performer, but
I think he did a good job. I mean, you can tell it's like his first. It feels like a very much a first like attempt for some people in the movie. Like it's just not. I don't know.
yeah.
I just feel like it needed cleaning up. Like I honestly think there were shots that it was like just cut like a second earlier. You can see people starting to break at the end of these scenes, and it's driving me insane. But
Yeah, all those Jimmy Fallon cameos piss me the fuck off.
yeah, pretty much. I don't know. It's you know what? It was fine.
Yeah, it feels like a bottle rocket. Like it does feel like somebody's like first. Like it's
Yeah.
there's still a lot of intention and it's still good, but there's just like, I don't know. There's like sometimes that quality is like kind of like nice, and like you can only capture it in somebody's like first thing. Like you can't like recreate that like feeling of freshness, but then it's also like, you know, like a little baby horse trying to walk. Like
Even like Reservoir Dogs, for example. Reservoir Dogs has a lot of the same problems where it's like this is a little rough around the edges, but that's the endearing quality of that movie, is that it's a little like it's not totally clean and it's not edited super super tightly and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, dude. Remember that when these like violating that man during Stuck in the Middle with You, and he just keeps like they keep cutting right after he starts laughing. It's crazy. That scene is so terribly edited.
yeah, and there's the boom in the shot.
Yeah, the boom's in like every shot.
We're not accusing this movie of that, though, so I don't get that
I'm
point.
just having fun. I'm just having a good time. I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
That's true. And hey, we got fucking time to burn.
Yeah. We're only 20 minutes in.
Rate the movie, boys.
Yeah, is there any final bits we want to mention before that?
The sex line scene. Loved that. I thought that was so funny. They go up and it's like 976 piss, and the lady is just pouring water into a jug. Great bit.
Yeah. I could have used another 30 seconds on that one. I could have seen couple more alts on that one.
I agree. The big build around is that one of Chris Rock's friends does not want to do the like identity stealing thing, and the way he's convinced to join the group is that somebody recognizes him from his work as a phone sex worker, and he's immediately like, all right, I gotta change my life. And I loved that. I was like, this is such a funny idea for like the like last stop before the characters go on their journey thing. That killed me. I just thought that was such a good idea. And in general, I like that character a lot in general. The like he starts becoming more like the militant, like what was the comp for him in the movie? I forget. They were parodying like a specific performer there, but I can't think of it.
Who?
What was his name? He was the number 2 guy in the rap group.
Dead Mike.
Oh.
Dead Mike. Yes.
Oh, you know what? I think I just got the double meaning of that. I thought the joke was, I thought they were doing like sort of like and I hate that this is the baseline that I'm comparing it to. I thought they were doing like an ACL tear thing of like, this guy is gonna get shot at some point. But I just realized like the mic doesn't work. Yeah. It's a dead mic.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
I don't know who they were parodying with it, but yeah. Yeah, that's the other thing is like it's another one of those movies where it's like, damn, I should be getting more of these references and I'm just not catching it.
Yeah, we're not the target audience for this movie.
3 white guys who will definitely listen to the rap.
Well, and are in the year 2021.
I like this era of rap though is the thing. Like, I don't know. I was gonna insist on bringing a Slick Rick song to this episode, but maybe one of you two did it.
We're gonna find out.
We'll find out.
Slick Rick is as soon as we started this movie, Slick Rick is in the intro of this movie, and he does a song called Children's Story that's iconic. He wears like an eye patch that has rhinestones, maybe diamonds on it. I can't tell.
Wow.
And he was like widely respected in the rap community for like years after his sort of peak. But anyways, I digress. That's why like some of the references I'm like, oh, who are they talking about here? What is this one? I should know this, and I don't have the effort to like look it up. So
Wacky D, a great MC Hammer spoof. In his one song that we see from Wacky D, he says, "Did I mention I can dance?"
Yeah,
that's one of the lines. I died. There's a lot of good bits in this movie.
Yeah, well, and also just his fucking outfit was batshit insane. Yeah,
no different than like MC Hammer, to be honest with you. Though, like it's not like it's that much of a parody, really.
Yeah,
the group themselves, like when they're introducing how they became CB4 and doing like basically the different types of acts, they're like, we could always rap, but we just didn't have like a gimmick, and I was like, that's pretty good.
And they're like, we're a bunch of plumbers. We're a bunch of plumbers. We are a bunch of plumbers. Yeah,
that killed me. The
and like it was like unbroken. Like the beat didn't like stop in between like each take.
It was
like
the same song
that
every
was
time.
really
it was
band.
Yeah. I enjoyed that bit. Pretty like that was like the peak of the movie for me. Honestly, it was just like I could watch probably 30 more minutes.
We're ready for bed. We're ready for bed. We're wearing our PJs and we're ready for bed.
Yeah, over the same track. As a movie, 7 out of 10. This is one of those movies that nails its Rotten Tomatoes fresh meter. It's fine. As a spoof, I don't know, same thing, 7 out of 10. It's good. It references a lot of stuff that I should know what it's referencing. And if you like this era of rap, you will certainly enjoy this flick.
As a movie, 7 out of 10. I agree with Kelly. A very good time. Good jokes. Good tongue-in-cheek stuff. A solid story. This is just an enjoyable flick. I was glad we watched it. As a spoof, 7 out of 10. When it spoofs well. As a spoof concept, it's great, but it's more satire than spoof most of the time. But when the spoofing happens, it's quite good spoofing.
As a movie, 7 out of 10. Yeah, no, this is a good movie. It's a good comedy. Like, it's paced well. I think I think some of the acting is just like again, not in an insulting way, but just like amateurish, as in like people are still kind of finding their bearings. It's not just Chris Rock. It's like, just kind of the whole thing. But the writing, I think, is really good. I think that's like why it's like paced well, and, where a lot of the good jokes stem from. And as a spoof, I'm going to say this is a silver whoopee and give it a nice solid 8 out of 10. It's a good spoof of rap from the 90s. Hey guys, guess what?
Scott, I'm willing to guess something.
Okay. Well, since you're willing, I give you full permission to go ahead and guess.
I'm gonna guess that Kelly has a song this week?
Wrong.
What?
You are, dipshit. I have a song.
Oh no.
Fellas, we're talking, so at the end of CB4, he just does Rapper's Delight. And if you haven't heard of this song, what fucking rock have you been sleeping under? Rapper's Delight from 1979, performed by the Sugar Hill Gang, is it's not the first hip hop song, but it's credited as like the first hip hop song to like introduce the genre to a wider audience, and it's been talked about academically to death. Like, this is like in any like American music documentary, they'll be like, and then rap came along, and it's always fucking Rapper's Delight. So I feel like I don't really need to like, give you the Wikipedia paragraph on this tune, other than just it's credited as like being one of the first, like, very popular rap songs. And boy, oh boy, does it have. Oh well, first let's listen. Let's get our little sample of Rapper's Delight, 1979, the Sugar Hill Gang.
I said a hip hop, the hip it to the hip hop, you don't stop the rockin' to the bang bang boogie. Say up jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie to beat. Now what you hear is not a test.
Marty, you were singing that iconic bass line. I have the bass line isolated just to iterate. So this song samples by the group Chick, the song Good Times, and that's where that iconic bass line comes in. But to me, this is one of the best bass lines of all time. So much so that I want to make Marty edit in a clip of just the bass line so we can all enjoy this fucking tasty groove. So fellas, I have trapped you.
Oh no, we've activated his trap card.
Yeah, wait, before I trap you, I just do want to mention, so you also referenced the nearly 15-minute runtime of this song. There are actually five cuts. There's the single version clocking in at 3 minutes 55 seconds, the album version clocking in at 4 minutes 55 seconds, then there's the 12-inch short version clocking in at 6 minutes 30 seconds, the long single version 7 minutes 7 seconds, and then the 12-inch long version at 14 minutes and 35 seconds.
What the fuck? Why is it not just the full song on the album?
The words that I have just spoken are an incantation that has trapped you within the song. You are trapped in a verse of the song, and this is a choose your own adventure, which many of the choices lead to death, and if you die, you begin again at the beginning of the verse and have to choose your way out of it. So you're at your friend's house, and the food just ain't that good. Do you A, take a bite of the macaroni, B, take a bite of the peas, or C, take a bite of the chicken?
I think it's A.
Because chicken is the easiest thing to get me sick, and the macaroni, it's like buffet macaroni, I assume, so it could be really bad. So I'm gonna go with the peas because that's the safest thing to eat. That's not gonna be bad.
All right, well, the macaroni, it's soggy. I'm full, you try to say, but all you can do is gargle upon the mac. The peas, they're mushed. The texture makes you want to hurl. You try to say, I'm full, but you feel yourself begin to dry heave. Do you A, spit your bite under the table, or B, try once more to say, I'm full?
I try once more to say I'm full.
I'll go the opposite. I'll spit my bite under the table.
Kelly,
I dropped my fork.
Kelly, you spit the bite under the table, and your friend's mom sees you. Pa, get in here. We got ourselves an ungrateful spitter. Pa walks in with a 12-gauge double-barrel shotgun and shoots you square in the chest. Begin again.
No!
Wait,
There was no delight in this
it's a
rap.
southern. We're in the South. Is that what we're in the South? We're
We're in the Sugar
Apparently.
Hills, bud.
Perhaps.
the Beverly Hillbillies. Is
No,
that
we're
where
in the
at?
Beverly Sugar Hills.
Kelly, I'll assume that you make the same choices and get yourself back to this point. Marty, you manage to say you're full, but your friend cuts you off and says, "Mama, he's just being polite. He ain't finished. That's bull." Your heart starts beating, and you try to think of a lie. Do you say? And Kelly, you're at this point too. Do you? Your heart starts beating. You try to think of a lie. Do you say you already ate, or do you say B, I have diarrhea?
I already ate.
B, I have diarrhea.
Well,
Do I get shot
Kelly,
again?
just as the words parse your lips, the camera crew emerges from behind the drapes and under the couch cushions. Out walks Dax Shepard. Uh-oh, you're on Are You Gonna Eat That? A culinary prank show. Sounds like you're having a little tummy trouble, buddy. TMI. You instantly become the laughing stock of the town and kill yourself out of shame. Begin again.
Oh my
damn.
god, they got so dark.
Marty, you say, I already ate, and your friend says, man, there's plenty of food, which doesn't quite line up as a rebuttal to what you said, but nonetheless, your friend piles more food upon your plate. So, Kelly, I'll assume that you mirror Marty's choices and
Yes,
are at the same
obviously.
point.
He's dead. He's dead twice.
Well,
I
no,
have 9 lives.
it's a beginning. It's like a Groundhog's Day kind of thing.
Gotcha.
So the nasty food's steaming, and your mind starts dreaming of the moment that it's time to leave. Do you look towards the door, or do you B, look down at your chicken?
I
Look
look
down at the
towards
chicken.
I look towards the door.
Well, Kelly, you gaze at the door longingly. Oh, you must not want this food, your friend's mom says. No, you insist. You try to cut her. You try to say, but she cuts you off. You must not want this food. No. I see you enjoying the gourmet offering this evening. The food I made doesn't meet your standards, does it? No. Only the best for my son's special little friend. She nods to your friend, and he leaps out of his chair and binds you to yours. His mom proceeds to rip the door off its hinges with her bare hands. Pa comes in with a chainsaw, screaming, Daddy shall carve! Daddy shall carve! Ma slams the door down on the table, sending the nasty food asunder. Pa carves the door into equal portions. The last thing you feel is the splinters being rammed down your throat. Begin again.
Oh no.
Marty, you look at your chicken, and the chicken begins slowly rotting into something that looks like cheese. So, you say, that's it, I got to leave this place. I don't care what these people think I'm... I copied and pasted the lyrics all weird, so I just completely lost like the cadence. Well, this is just going to be more of like a free flowing spoken word poem. Oh, you say that's it. I got to leave this place. I don't care what these people think. I'm just sitting here making myself nauseous with this ugly food that stinks. Oh, so you burst through the door while it's still closed, still sick from the food you ate, and then you run to the store for a quick relief from a bottle of A, Pepsi Max, or B, Calpectate.
Calpectate, because they did not have Pepsi Max at the time when the song came out.
All right, Kelly, when you reach for the Pepsi Max, it goes down the wrong pipe and you start hacking and coughing all over the store. You start gagging and you throw up everywhere. You slip in your own mess and crack your head on the ground. Begin again. The Calpectate, Marty. The sweet relief of bismuth subsilicate. You feel your nausea subside and enjoy a peaceful walk home. You go on with your life and try to push this horrendous event behind you. But 2 weeks later, you get this nagging feeling. Could it be guilt? Do you, A, ignore your guilt and try to move on with your life, or B, call your friend to see how he has been?
Call my friend to see how he has been.
So, Kelly, when you you decide to ignore this feeling of guilt and you to take your mind off it, you go and take a walk in the old industrial park. Along your walk, you can't help but feel like you're being watched. It feels like there are shadows creeping along your periphery that slink away just as you turn to look. Suddenly, you notice a silhouette of a figure in front of you. They step forward, emerging from the shadows. It's your friend dressed as the Crow from the movie The Crow. Friend? You whimper in disbelief. But before you can plead for your life, your friend does a triple backflip kick and knocks your head clean off your shoulders. Your head goes flying clear across town, all the way to NBA Stadium, where it flies clean through the hoop right at the buzzer. The town lifts the Crow on their shoulders, chanting, "The Crow! The Crow! The Crow!" The camera zooms in on your decapitated head on the cold floor. It looks like the Dan in Real Life poster. No contact sport my ass, you say, but nobody laughs. Marty, you call your friend 2 weeks later to see how he has been. He says, I understand about the food of Baby Bubble, but we're still friends. The end. So, Marty, you win.
I win. Kelly's really bad at that game.
I'm
Wow.
bad at rap. Those are my favorite lyrics, and I'm so bad at them.
So that was the verse
Yeah,
you
that
wanted
was
to
the
mention?
verse. That verse is wild. That's
Yeah,
like,
you just got to live through it, man.
yeah, it's crazy. I didn't realize there were so many other alternative verses or alternative lines in that verse.
That's in the liner notes. You can find those in the liner notes on the album.
So your friend comes out from the shadows and is dressed up like the Crow.
It's probably wild to like, it's,
so it's a
hard to
novelty
wrap
song because it's genre defining, right? That's what makes it a novelty song. It was
Oh,
novel
shut
at
the
the
fuck
time.
up, you little
Yeah.
nerd.
It's
I'm
a
just saying.
novelty song because it's 15 minutes long and
Yeah,
it's
that's true.
like nonsensical.
It's a novelty song
and-
because there's a fucking verse about going to your friend's house and the chicken tastes like wood, you fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, that's why. Great song, love it.
Mhm.
God.
Who's doing the prod this week?
Oh my God. Marty, are you doing the product?
Marty, are you doing the product or am I doing the product?
This week's novelty product is, in the chat you'll find it, boys, it's a sticky hand. It's one of those sticky hand things you win at an arcade or purchasable at your local Walmart, as I found out. You can just go buy one of these damn things.
You can buy 100 pieces for $35. You can get 100 sticky hands.
It's so weird that you sent a link to a product on Walmart.com rather than just like a Google image.
Yeah, no
Like,
image.
That's because it
just
was
a
the first
JPEG.
image to come up on Google Images. That's why
This
I just gave you- I thought it
podcast
was
brought to
funnier.
you by Walmart.com.
I don't think a sticky hand is a novelty product because it's a sticky
Scott,
hand,
I wasn't
guess.
criticizing. I was defending. I was defending against our army of novelty song picky people. I was defending you against them, Scott. I was agreeing with you. I wasn't saying you're wrong. I'm saying it is.
You were agreeing with me with a question mark at the end. Gotcha.
Yes.
So I agree with you?
The most notable version of this kind of toy is the Wacky Wall Walker, which was a sticky spider type toy that you could throw at a wall and it would stick, of course. Those have been around since
I didn't
the
know
80s.
that.
But we're not talking about the Wacky Wall Walker, boys. We're talking about sticky hands. A hand is a prehensile multi-fingered appendage located at the end of the forearm or forelimb of primates, such as humans, chimpanzees, monkeys, or lemurs.
You're a chimpanzee.
Of course, everyone's favorite novelty product, the hand.
What makes things sticky, you guys ask? It's scientifically complicated, and this isn't a science podcast, but it involves the amount of stress required to pull the molecules apart, basically. So your most adhesive things is because the molecules are really fused together, basically.
You're trying to get us on NPR, aren't you?
Yeah, that's cool. I've got Ira Glass on speed dial.
This, though, is a Spoofs and Goofs podcast, which is why I'm going to close out with a game I call Solve This Sticky Situation. Gentlemen, I've got a list of sticky situations here, and you're both going to have to give me a solution to the scenario. I'll award a point to whoever gives me the best solution to this sticky situation. Situation number 1. Your best friend is getting married, but you realize that you're in love with them. You want them to be happy, but you also want to be with your best friend. What do you do? Bonus points for involving a sticky hand.
What? Oh, you have to you get bonus points for involving a sticky hand. I take a sticky hand and I tape a picture of my best friend to it and I marry that.
Wait, I'm sorry. I've been miles away this whole time. What's this? What's the situation again?
The sticky situation. Your best friend is getting married. You realize that you're in love with them. You want your best friend to be happy, but you also want to be with your best friend. What do you do?
Oh, kill the spouse and assume their identity.
Wait, no, I want to change my answer. Kill the spouse, marry my best friend, fuck the sticky hand. There.
I like that.
I'm going to give it to Kelly because he involved the sticky hand. So Kelly gets a point. Situation 2. The love of your life is starring in a stage adaptation of The Importance of Being Earnest. But due to a prior work obligation, you miss your chance at seeing her perform. She is crushed, and you must make it up to her if you have any chance at saving the relationship. What do you do? How do you make it up to her?
Cut my tongue off like old boy.
Classic Spider-Man 2 scenario.
What did you say, Scott?
I said cut my tongue off like old boy.
And Kelly, you seem to have an idea of what the situation is.
I make it up to her by defeating... Wait, is it Spider-Man 2 or Spider-Man 3 that this happened? It's Spider-Man 2. I defeat Dr. Octopus with my sticky hand web slingers that I invent.
Wow. Kelly takes it again. Kelly with another successful situation solving. Scott is just so violent today. Scott's just hurting himself for all these situations.
Other people too.
Sticky situation number 3. While exiting a cave with a friend, the vine you were using to swing over a chasm breaks, separating you. Throw me the whip, you ask your friend, the whip being the thing you can use to swing across. Throw me the idol, your friend says back. You look down at the idol in your arms. What do you do?
I don't think this guy's my friend. I shoot him with my pistol.
Trick question. Vine has been discontinued for years. I throw him a TikTok.
Scott, you said shoot him with a pistol?
Yeah, and then I go, where's my hat? I need it.
I think I gotta give it to Scott. I gotta give it to Scott this time. That
That's
would be the
fair.
best way to solve this sticky situation.
That's fair. My suggestion was more of a joke than a real solution. So I'll concede that point to Scott Trick.
Sticky situation number 4. There have been rumors of shark attacks on a beach in your small tourist town, and your chief of police wants you to close the beaches for the season. But it's your busiest time of the year. What do you do?
Well, I know how important those summer dollars are to this town. This is a summer town, and I'm a summer mayor. I say keep those beaches open, and I put on my craziest Easter suit.
I suggest we build new infrastructure just off the beach, inlets of pools that filter water out from the ocean, takes water directly in from the ocean, but no sharks can get through the pipes that take it in, and you can just go to the beach, chill on the beach, and then swim in the little pools that we have set up next to the beach. Seems like a no-brainer to me. Oh, you build it with sticky hands.
Boy. Oh, now I don't know. In the interest of, we only have one more sticky situation left, so in the interest of gamesmanship, I'll give it to Scott for this one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it to Scott. Because I think his sounds right.
Oh
that sounds like
no,
the right
there
thing
have
to
been
do.
900 casualties. But too late, the points have been awarded.
And it's too late. Number 5. A terrorist has hijacked a bus with a bomb wired to the acceleration. If you go faster than 15 miles per hour or slower than 10 miles per hour, the bus will explode. You are an FBI agent. What do you do? Hotshot.
Another Spider-Man 2 reference. I take all the sticky hands I have and I position myself in front of the bus, and I just start latching on to all the buildings around me.
So do you stop the bus?
I stop the bus, but the engine and the wheels are still turning at the 60 miles per hour, so the bomb doesn't go off.
Oh, interesting. Scott?
So you said, but it has to be between 10 and 15 miles per hour.
Correct.
So this is like a brisk jog. So here's what I do. I say, steer this mother to the airport. And so that you'd think we're trying to go around the loop where you drop people off, because that's like an infinite loop that you would maybe drive that speed at. But then they're like, sir, surely there will be at some point too many cars in the way and we have to stop. And I say, we're not going there. Bust through the terminal gates. And we bust into the airport, and then I say, keep going to gate C, and then finally we keep going until we see one of those long conveyor belt people mover things, and I say, pull alongside it and get ready to jump. and so, right as we're going along the same speed as the conveyor, I have everybody jump out of the windows, and so it's as soft as possible landing because the bus is going the same speed as the conveyor belt. The end.
Wow. The connection you made to the speed of the bus to that is incredible. But because Kelly used the sticky hands, I gotta give it to Kelly. I gotta give it to Kelly.
Classic.
That's our novelty product segment for this week. Sticky hands.
That's great. That was so relevant. It's been a while since we've had a novelty product segment that actually mentioned the novelty product that kept it in place.
That's almost like I intended that.
It's almost like you thought.
Yeah, we've gone a little while with not much focus on the products that we talk about.
You could say weave, but I feel I think it's good job, everyone. Well done.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Good job, guys. This was good work this week, everybody.
This was our best episode ever.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's definitely the highest numbered episode we've ever done.
Which makes it the biggest.
Yeah, this is one of the greats.
Let's go out on a high note.
Is that it?
Let's go. Oh, never mind, Kelly.
Is it? Let's go
Let's
on a high
wonder
note.
if it's done for another 5
No.
minutes.
No, let's go on a high note. This fucking hospital food. Am I right, boys?
Hey, there
It's
it
so
is.
good.
The callback. Thank you. Thank you. Good night. Thank you.
Thank you for
We
listening.
really appreciate it.